5 books and counting. The Tales from the Omni Vault continues to expand as a universe. Go ahead and check the links down in the description to get your copies today. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omni Viewer. And it took a little while, but I did manage to snag me one of these Jada Toys radio-controlled Godzillas from Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. Actually, crazy thing is, I actually found it the morning this video was being recorded, and it said on Walmart's website, order in the next 8 minutes, we'll get it there the same day. So I figured, heck, can't pass that up. And sure enough, it arrived the same day. So I've been meaning to get my hands on this guy, partly because, there's a bit of a nostalgia factor in that I remember when I was a kid, I used to see a lot of off-brand Godzillas, the Goshzillas, if you will, that were also radio-controlled. Never actually managed to get my hands on one. So the fact that there's one that's actually official now is pretty interesting. But, also figure I can probably use him somehow. I just got to get him out of the box to see if he really works. He did seem to arrive intact, I will say that. So give me a moment, I will get him out of here, and we will see how well he functions. I was going to see if I could get him out without deconstructing the box, but looks like I might actually have to, so give me a little bit longer. I see what's going on here. These things are keeping his feet bolted, and they're taped over too. Given this much, that does mean it's secure. Oh, and they unscrew easily enough. Once you get the tape out of the way, that is. Just something to keep in mind. You can't just pull them out of the box and leave the box intact. Okay, so fresh out of the box, this is how he comes. There's the main body, tail, which is rubbery from the feel of it. Plugs in with this thing. We have, of course, the remote, which don't need that anymore. Remote that looks like one of his feet, which is weird. And, of course, this little thing, which is going to somehow be used to fill him in for the breath effect. I'm guessing this has something to do with it, but luckily I don't have to guess. We do have directions. I'll just be reading those for a moment. Incidentally, if you happen to hear the dishwasher running at this point, I did have to move to a slightly larger area than the studio in order to properly test this guy, so sorry about that, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, first impressions before I actually turn him on. Just how does he look as a rendition of Godzilla, specifically this new Godzilla? Well, it's not bad. Detail's pretty good. The bottom half and the legs appear to be plastic, whereas the upper half, as you can see here, is rubber. In fact, the arms are completely hollow. There's nothing in here at all. There seems to be some plastic under the head, though, but it's one continuous rubber piece. Spines are also rubber. Tail appears to be rubber. But we also do see there are a couple of exposed screw holes along the side, specifically along the back on the bottom edge, which, at least they're not as glaring as they can be on certain Playmates renditions of Godzilla this size, but that'll be for another day. Now, apparently the way you do this is this thing up here is, this is where you fill in the water with this little droplet thing. So it just goes in like that. Probably have to do this a couple of times. Does it say how much? No, it doesn't say. Although it does say that apparently once the tail is in, it's in. Oop. Okay, so apparently 2 is the limit. I'm going to take some of that out, actually. All right. So, pop that back in. So, there's got to be an on switch somewhere. Actually, spilled a little water. I should mop that up. I did find it. On switch is here, base of the tail. All right. Is this on? Oh, got to pull this out. So, that button activates the roar. You know, that looks cool, but I'm going to kill the lights to make sure we actually get the full effect. Okay, folks, you ready? All right, now, can't seem to figure out what this button's supposed to do, unless that's just on. But this is for walking. And that's just for roaring. All right, so overall, again, I'm not sure what this button's supposed to do. It says it's forward, but I'm pushing forward, and it's not. Okay. Okay, so you have to hold it a very particular way. Very persnickety little remote. But otherwise, yeah, pretty interesting. Good little novelty there. Good. Yeah. So overall, a very interesting little figure. Well, I say little, it's actually quite sizable, of course. But, yeah. I think it's neat. Probably not for everyone, of course, especially if you're not fond of the design, and I know some people aren't, but we'll see what happens when it's actually in the movie. But, yeah, I guess this is kind of, this is what happens when I don't have a script and I'm just sort of making it up as I go along. I find myself just sort of going, yeah, it does this and that, and it's pretty neat. But yeah, that's what this is. This is a pretty neat little Godzilla figure, something I bet I could make use of somehow. Maybe do a little short film or something. But, anyway, yeah. That's my assessment of this Godzilla. It's very big. Obviously, you're not going to get movement on a whole lot of things, but, you know, I think it's pretty well constructed. The claws actually have a little bit of give to them on the feet for when it's walking. That's a nice detail. But, yeah. I'm certainly not regretting this purchase, especially since I got it the same day I ordered it. But, anyway, those are just my thoughts, as random as they are, and I guess all I'm doing now is just rambling, so I'll shut up. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off. Thank you all for watching. Now be sure to head down to the description to check us out on other platforms, as well as find links to the 5 current books in the Tales from the Omni Vault universe. Again, thank you all, and we'll see you next time.